Have you ever had to deal with an overbooked flight? I mean, have you been sitting there and knowing that the flight was overbooked? Do you know what to do if you get bumped? Or do you want to get bumped? If you're interested in something like this, then stay tuned. This video is for you. Hey fellow travelers, this is Norman Payne from Up and Away. Thank you for stopping into my channel and welcome back. Have you ever been sitting there in the waiting area at an airport and seen that they were going to bump people? You heard that person come on to the mic and say, "This is an overbooked flight and we need some passengers to volunteer to," and you just said, "Oh no. I need to get to the next destination." You look around the waiting area and you see people slumped down in their seats like a school kid not wanting to be called on. And then you see other people who just pop up and run straight to the counter because they want to volunteer to be bumped. It is a situation that has a lot of different outcomes. I'm going to take you through several scenarios of how to deal with being bumped or not to be bumped, or if you are bumped, how to get the most out of that situation as well. So they are taking passengers off the plane. They're asking you to take a voucher and you are not in a hurry to get to your next destination. So you volunteer. So some airlines have a program where they allow you to bid on your time. So the first thing they'll do is ask you how much would you take for the voucher that they're going to offer you. Do not sell yourself short. But remember, somebody else may sell themselves short, so they may underbid you. So know how much your time is worth. Be sure to put the amount that is your time's value, not anything else, because that's how they're going to save money, by taking probably the lowest bidder. This is something that Delta has just started, and people are jumping on board because they're throwing out how much they would take for the time that they're going to be losing the seat. There's other airlines that they start out with a lowball cost, and they offer, hey, it's going to cost $200. They're going to give you a $200 voucher. And somebody says, hey, I want that $200 voucher. But keep in mind also, you can negotiate things that you might want in this situation. So know what you can and cannot get in the situation of being bumped. But if it's a voluntary bump, the voucher is probably the only thing you're going to get. But know if you're going to get on the next flight, or if that next flight is as full as this flight. Also, check to see if you're ready to be bumped. Are you prepared to be sitting in the airport for several hours? Is your phone charged up? Where's your charging card? If you are planning on being bumped, you need to have your personal items with you, and please don't have checked a bag. It is not a good idea to have checked a bag and your bag is already traveling on that aircraft. It will not be a good situation if your bag is already traveling and you're sitting in the airport. So you can go right to the gate agent and ask them, how full is this flight? What is the likelihood of you all needing to bump someone on this flight? If they tell you that it's a great possibility, you can go ahead and volunteer right off the bat. Let them know that, call me up. You don't even have to put that announcement out there. Call me by name and I may give my seat up to the person that needs a seat. This way, you have a lot of power in the negotiation. So go right to the gate agent if this is something that you want to do. Always ask questions about the situation. Do not just let them tell you what's going to happen. Ask the questions. Know if your voucher has blackout dates. Know if your voucher has full value, meaning taxes included. because if your voucher does not have taxes included, then you're going to have to pay to use the voucher. So know exactly what you're signing up for. Ask the right questions. Always ask for perks. Ask for that pass to the Sky Club or the lounge that they have. Be sure to ask for food vouchers. Hey, what you gonna do in the airport while you're waiting on the next flight? You could be hungry. So ask for a food voucher. There's nothing wrong with it. They could give you one. If you have to stay overnight, be sure that they put you up in a hotel. If you have to get to a hotel, how are you going to do that? Ask them for money for a Uber. You can't get there without money for an Uber, so ask them for that as well. Another scenario, there is an overbooked flight and you do not want to be bumped on that flight because you are going on a cruise and that cruise ship is not going to wait on you, or you need to get to the next destination because you are in a wedding and you got to get on that plane. So first thing, go to that gate agent and let them know that you cannot be bumped. Please be polite. You cannot be demanding. Be polite and let them know that you need to get on that flight, and hopefully that will help you. Always check in at the time that they say check in. Be Johnny on the spot when it comes to being at the airport and being right there to go get your seat when they call your section to get your seat. If you are in your seat, the likelihood of them coming and getting you and taking you out of your seat is slim. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm saying that it is slim. They usually don't get people off of the plane when they're bumping people. They usually get people that are not there, and they can see that you are not there in the airport or in the waiting area at the moment when they need to give up that seat. So be there, be ready, and be on the plane if possible. Now, the third situation, you get bumped involuntarily. You don't want to be bumped. You didn't volunteer to be bumped, but they bump you. So now, what is your right? Because you have rights. Sometimes people do get involuntarily bumped, and it is not a good situation. The people who run up to the gate late and they find that the plane is full and they was taking their time, they was walking around the airport shopping or whatever, they kind of get what they expect because, you know, the airlines is like, hey, we trying to get this plane in the air. So you walking around lollygagging and you ain't up there trying to get your seat, they give it up. But you still have rights. That's the good thing. You still have rights. The U.S. Department of Transportation has a set of rules that the airlines must give you when they involuntarily bump you. They must hand you this in a written statement telling you what your rights are. So you are entitled to 2 to 4 times the amount of a one-way fare that they bumped you for. So be sure you can get that as quick as possible. I mean, you can go to their website, which is the best place to go. Go to their website and find out how much that flight costs at that moment, because really that is the highest price to get a flight that moment. Everybody knows if you're trying to get on a flight and you look at the prices for a flight at the same day, that is probably the highest price. You want to be able to pull that up right then and there. You don't want a price that you had looked at 4 weeks ago that's probably cheaper, or 6 months ago that's probably even cheaper. But that moment is probably the premium. And that's the one that you want to show them that it is right now. And let's start multiplying 2 to 4 times from that. You do not have to accept any offer that the airlines give you. You can negotiate right then and there. That's first and foremost. You don't have to accept it. You can appeal anything that they say, but you have to take that up with the Department of Transportation as well. So be sure that you are taking notes from the beginning to the end, because you can appeal to the Department of Transportation. Always purchase trip protection. If you have some type of trip insurance, this falls under trip delay. So you will be protected under your trip insurance for trip delay. So you'll be able to make a claim when the airlines do not protect you or do not give you what you need. You have your trip insurance. You can get the airlines to pay your deductible for your trip insurance to initiate this. This is when they won't pay what they need to pay. But first of all, I would lean on the airlines because they're the ones who caused the situation. But have trip protection so that you can file a claim. Your trip insurance can protect you and help you through the whole thing like no other. So be sure that you have a policy with trip cancellation and trip delay or trip interruption. Take in account that airlines most likely will not bump you, but it does happen. So be prepared to be in an airport for longer than normal times, because either a plane could be delayed or you could get bumped. It's a possibility. So have your cell phone charged. Have a backup charger, have your card, have a block so you can plug up your phone. Have these things that you need in case you're gonna have extended time in an airport. Be prepared. That's the best thing I can say, is be prepared. If it does happen, if you're bumped, be prepared. So that's all I have for you today. Remember, leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and may our paths cross again soon. And I'll see you then. Peace.
And please like this video, share it, and subscribe to my channel. Also follow me on all my social media. Just hashtag #UpUpUpNorman, where you will find my Facebook page, my Instagram account, my Twitter page, and my TikTok page.